Let me put this to you, Tom. It's obviously working for you. Many congratulations on your success. I look forward to watching your career with interest and say he was here in the On the Money studio when he was much, much smaller. What do you make of the argument that I'm making? I'm deliberately being provocative up against two extremely knowledgeable people in James and Ganado. Obviously, this is working for you. What do you make of the argument?
So I've been in the music industry for about 10 years, and my career only kind of started to flourish when streaming kind of was more prominent and popular, really. So in the last kind of 6 years. So I feel like I've got an understanding of before streaming and obviously now. And I think it's really liberating to kind of be an artist, right now, and just have the opportunity to release music and, be an independent artist. And I think there's power in it, really. Let
me put this to you. So I think we got a statement here. Well, it's not a statement. It's part of a select committee report in July 2021. This was an investigation by MPs on the Department of Culture, Media and Sport Select Committee. In July 2021, those cross-party MPs concluded performers, songwriters and composers receive only a small portion of revenue due to poor royalty rates and because of the valuation of songwriting and composition relative to the recording. While these issues predate the COVID-19 pandemic, absolutely, this has been compounded and thrown into sharp relief by the loss of live music, which continues to impact them and the ecosystem that supports them. Poor remuneration risks, disincentivising successful professional musicians and diminishing the UK's ability to support new domestic talent. And the committee went on, Tom, streaming has undoubtedly helped save the music industry following 2 decades of digital piracy, the point that Ganaro made very, very, very eloquently, and diminishing the UK's ability to... but it is clear, the committee says, what has been saved does not work for everyone. Streaming needs a complete reset. So you've been very lucky. You're obviously very talented. The streaming companies, the record labels have decided that you are what people want. But on the other hand, a lot of bands, particularly British bands, have come through over the years by the raw drive and grit of live performances, getting a following in the streets, as it were, so the record industry has to take notice. And we're not seeing that now.
I think you still are, you have to gig. Well, pre-COVID, I was doing 100 gigs a year.
Good man.
And I think you have to get out there, but it's not an exclusive thing. If someone comes to a concert, I just came off tour with Stereophonics, and, if someone comes and sees me at Stereophonics, they can buy a vinyl at the show, or they can just go home and listen to my music. I think it all should kind of work together, really, and it's not an exclusive thing. And, I think it is very important to get out there and gig and spread the word. And ultimately, as well, I think actually the listener decides whether, to invest into the artist. Spotify, Apple, they can promote your music via playlists, but ultimately, if you don't like the songs, you're not going to carry on listening.
And what do you make of that point where artists not of your calibre, but who could be really popular, we just don't know, they're getting tiny amounts of money from the streaming companies. They can't support themselves, so only middle-class kids with rich parents actually, who can work for nothing for 10 years, actually break through?
I think it's always been a bit like that in the sense of you have to sell records, to have a career. And if you're not selling records, then, not everyone can be a musician, not everyone can be a footballer,